everybody, and welcome back to And They Were Classmates.
Oh my God, they were classmates.
I think if I did the math right, this is the first spooky episode.
And that's what's going on here.
For our audio listeners, Nolynn is wearing skeleton leggings today.
Yeah, and they used to be ridiculously large on me even in like 2022, and now they fit just right.
I love that. We love estrogen.
It's awesome.
The beauty of estrogen, truly.
Yeah.
I am so excited for October this year because I'm in a show, and that's fun.
Yeah.
But also, I love Halloween. Halloween's probably my favorite holiday.
Sure.
It's a tie between that and Christmas. Like, honestly, not to be like an 8-year-old boy on Maine and be like, my favorite holidays are the ones that I get candy and the ones I get presents.
I think Christmas starts to win you over when you have like more of like if you have like kids and shit and like, you know, you get to like kind of facilitate Christmas more. But I think as an experience, Halloween is better.
Yeah, I really love Christmas because I get to do a bunch of Christmas crafts with the kids that I work with at church, obviously. But also my family is like aggressively Christmas coded. Like we decorate the whole house. We bake we bake a million different baked goods. Like we host at my house. We put up the Christmas tree. All the presents are at my house. So like it like my house feels like Christmas.
Yeah. So
even like as I've become an adult and like, you know, I still get presents from Santa every year. But
yeah,
it's like,
I do that too.
Yeah.
Because we had this thing where like my brother never officially like got the news the same way I did. He just kind of figured it out through like YouTube and movies and shit.
Yeah, that's how I was.
Yeah, and so we never officially had the moment of like, okay, so now both of you know Santa's not real. Santa spoilers. Both of you know Santa's not real. And so this is how we're gonna do it going forward. We just kind of never like had that, so Santa's still a thing.
No, yeah, and I'm like an only child, so at least like functionally, because my older brother's 15 years older than me, so you know he has 2 kids of his own that he's doing his own Santa thing with.
Yeah, and we even.
But yeah, I just like we never had a Santa like. We never had to sit down like, oh, Santa isn't real. Like to this day, I don't think I've ever looked at my dad and told him that Santa isn't real.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's always like like my dad likes to be like, yeah, so Santa wants to know what size shoes you wear now. Santa wants to know what brands you like now. And and I still get like a stocking full of candy, but it's exclusively the candy I eat. Like it's not like, oh, all the candy that like everyone like. No, it's just like the 4 that I eat and like a million of it to last me for a couple of months.
I have a little Jenna Alpha cousin born in 2015, which is so sad because she's turning like 8 or 9 this year, and it's like, oh my God,
that doesn't sound real.
But we always go to see Santa because they live in Florida. So they come all the way up to here every December, so my grandma can have all the family together, and then we go and see Santa. But I don't think this little cousin of mine has ever really believed in Santa. I think she's always just been told it's like a thing. So like the family's starting to be like, yeah, she's starting to pick up on it, but I don't think she ever really like cared or believed in it.
Yeah, in the current internet age, it's really hard to get kids to believe in Santa when there's so much media about parents being Santa now.
Really?
And it's like, like when you think about it, like so many Christmas movies are about like the magic of Christmas being that Santa is like, and like that's why so many movies now have to have the thing of like, oh, the magic of Christmas is in our hearts because Santa doesn't make or break it, because now it's too easy for kids to like go on the internet and you can watch like drunk mall Santas. Like it's
back in my day, it was kind of hard to even figure out if Elf on the Shelf was real or not on the internet.
Are you good?
No, the camera's recording. I like it went like just too long without flashing red, and I was like, no way.
It happens.
Anyway, but yeah,
I am also one of those people where I'm like, why ever give up on Santa? It's fun.
Yeah,
especially if like. Because the way that we do it is the rule at my house, because I was an only child and all of the, you know, all my cousins and everything came over, was when I was a kid, I always opened my presents from Santa and my dad before all the family came over because I had a lot of presents from them because, you know, when you only have one kid to buy presents for, it's really easy to just be like, okay, and then I'm going to get you like 4 different toys for 2 because there's just the 2 of us. The new video games you wanted, and that makes my cousins who all have multiple siblings be like, why does she get as many presents as our parents bought, but only
DS
for 1?
2 years ago and a DSi this year?
Yeah.
That's insane.
What? See, it wasn't even that because we were still like kind of broke. It was more just like, why does she get like all the cool? Why does she have like 3 different, just like cool toys that are for 1 or 2 people? Because that was what my dad always bought me, was because they never got anything like nothing that you could play singularly.
Yeah.
Or I mean, they did, but that was more of like a birthday thing. Christmas was a lot more of like, okay, guys, we're all getting presents that like you guys can all play with together, like
smart
Barbie sets, stuff like that, just to make sure no one got upset.
Yeah.
Because it was 3 younger kids,
and you don't want 3 kids playing with their single player toys all separately.
Yeah, because this was before iPads.
Yeah.
Or I guess iPads were kind of on
this
the
was
rise.
before iPads.
I mean, part of it was.
It kind of was, yeah.
Yeah. I remember before iPads.
Wow.
I know that's insane for you to imagine, but when I was a kid, there wasn't even a touchscreen phone out.
Damn.
You have to remember.
Damn.
My first phone was a flip phone, not because my parents were like, oh, we don't want. No, there wasn't a touchscreen phone to give me.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, it all went really weird, really fast.
At an exponential rate. Yeah, and one time, we saw Santa with my cousin, and I was telling it to my girlfriend at the time. I was like, yeah, we saw Santa, and she misinterpreted it like I was 15 and I still like hadn't had it shattered. It's like, yeah, we went to Santa, told him what I wanted, and then she's like, you still go to a mall Santa? And I was like, oh no, it's for my cousin. No.
See, I just love that, like, working with kids at church is so interesting because they're all on like various stages of whether they believe in Santa or not. I'm glad this is the first October episode, is us talking about Christmas magic.
When else?
This is how you know that we're actually Nepo babies, is because we're corporate shills. We're trying to make you think about Christmas this early.
Yep.
It's all a big psyop.
Check just slipped under the door. We'll get it when we're done.
Yeah. From Big Christmas.
Thank you, Big Christmas.
That's just Catholicism, I feel like.
Yeah.
No, but like it's so nice working with kids around holidays like this. Because I mean, my church, it's also nice because I don't go to like, there are some churches that don't do Halloween. We have a trick or treat event. Yeah. We used to call it. We used to have a trunk or treat, but now the weather's been so awful the last couple of years on Halloween around here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That we've been doing what we call Treat Street. Where we just give where instead of having everyone sign up for stalls in the parking lot, you sign up for a booth.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, so they still get the like walking around and they still go up and say trick or treat and everything, but it's, in the fellowship hall of our church and not on the streets where it's snowing and icing and raining and it's dark and cold and windy and half the lights aren't on anyway. I
had a 6th grade math teacher that was one of those Halloween is a satanic ritual type of people, and he was just always such a buzzkill. Or I mean, it was only 1 year, obviously, but like when Halloween would come up, he'd be like, "Yeah, I don't really celebrate that because I don't know if he would say satanic, but like we all got the vibe, and the room was just like, okay."
I don't celebrate it for personal reasons, like like the teacher speak.
No, I think he had some sass about it too, and he's like, "Nope, I don't celebrate that." Yeah, I don't know his exact wording. I
went to a church for a little bit. The church that I went to that wasn't great when I was younger. They were a like Halloween is the work of the devil. Like dinosaurs aren't real. The earth is only a few thousand years old. Aliens aren't real, or if they are real, they're angels.
Right.
That was their huge thing, was like, if aliens are real, they're actually proof of angels because that means that heaven is real.
If true, then.
Yeah. No, it's so weird because like looking back, I went there and I would always be there like nodding along, but I was not a single time did I ever go, yeah, that makes sense. And I feel kind of bad because those people do genuinely believe that, and I don't want to shit on people who like believe like that because I know it's like personal belief or whatever, but I have to fundamentally disagree with them because they were also all of like they were just a fundamentalist church, and I fundamentally disagree with that. Like, I hate, like, there's no other way for me to put that.
Yeah.
But, like, I just don't, I'm not a huge fan of churches that push homophobia, women should submit, dinosaurs aren't real, because dinosaurs are awesome.
Dinosaurs are so sick.
Didn't help that I was like a dinosaur autistic kid, so
Right.
they were like, they would be trying to tell me that this wasn't real, and I'd be like, yeah, but there's like hard soil evidence.
Yeah.
And they were like,
I learned about this on Wikipedia for 9 hours yesterday.
no, yeah, and they were like, well, that's not real, or it's like whatever, and I'd be like, yeah, but there's like carbon dating, and they'd be like, well, carbon dating dated this sheep at 9 million years old, and I was like, well, yeah, well, that's because you didn't look at this is, and I would explain how carbon dating worked, and they'd be like, and I was like, you are no match for my uber autism.
Yeah.
Observe. Like, sorry, I started watching, there's this guy on TikTok that I started watching his lives. I don't remember what his @ is, and that makes me really sad, but he does Dino Class lives, and where he just sits there and answers questions that people have about dinosaurs for hours. And he's like an expert. He's like rattling
Does he have
off,
like an FAQ where he's like, I am not going into this again?
No, he'll just repeat it. Do you know how many times I heard him repeat that because I jumped in there and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm sure you get this a lot. What is the closest living relative to dinosaurs? Like, because of course I hopped in there. First thing I need to do is start asking questions. He's like, no, yeah, I get that a lot. It's really easy. It's birds. And then he started explaining it again. He's like, yeah. And I'll probably explain it a couple more times and you'll get some more information every time.
Oh, that's a good approach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to do the full 9 paragraphs every time. I'll I'll sprinkle in different parts and.
Yeah. Plus that way when he goes back, because he was also talking about how technically dodo birds are dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about that and how that's a big part of how we know, now that we kind of agree that dodo birds are dinosaurs, or one of the latest dinosaurs, we can be like, oh, well, that makes it easier for us to track dinosaurs back to figure out how it's so cool. It's so cool. I love dinosaurs.
Sick. I beat Super Princess Peach.
You did.
At last. Took me 90 days.
Yeah, it happens.
Not of continuous trying, but of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Because I would just play for 6 hours and then be burnt out for the next month. But I finally did that shit, and it made me cry.
That's true. It did.
I love. Did you watch the clip?
I did watch the clip. I promise that I watched the clip. I watched the clips that you sent me.
Okay,
I
good.
promise. Or at least I try to, because sometimes I open them and then the YouTube app goes, you want to watch the whole video?
Yeah, clipping on YouTube is super weird. It's like a designated timestamp thing, and if you press any button on the screen, it's full video. Done.
It's like, oh, you wanted this clip? Oh, you want to like it? No.
Yeah, right.
You're watching the rest of the video now.
Fuck you.
Good luck figuring out where the end of the bit was.
And there's not a back button, but yeah.
Yeah. I think there should be a back button.
Totally.
Back to clip. That's all they need.
Do one of those weird little kind of, in the, hey, welcome to UI Design Podcast. So there's the video, and then there's the description, and there's sometimes a little blue thing. There should be a little back to clip right there.
Well, since they want to fucking hide everything except for more and more videos and ads, because you have to click onto separate tabs for comments and everything now anyway, which I think is stupid. Mm-hmm. As much as I enjoy the way that they've made comments separate so it's easier for you to scroll comments while watching a video, because I love doing that.
Yeah.
I hate that now, because it's separate, it's depending on the device, it becomes significantly more difficult to find the comments.
I think they're giving up on that one weird one, though, where it was video related comments on the side.
Yeah.
That one sucked.
That
and
was
everyone
awful.
Immediately was no. Because I feel with most UI changes, we're and then there are a couple people that are no, I kind of like it. And then they end up siding with the people who like it. But then that one,
no, that was too universal.
No.
It's so interesting.
Shit looked like Bing videos.
I've had fucking YouTube Premium for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've said it on the podcast before. I got YouTube Premium when it was still YouTube Red.
Oh, yeah.
Which is aging myself, truly.
2015 or 16.
Yeah,
we don't know
like
for sure.
We don't know for sure because we aren't checking right now. We are not the checkers today.
No.
No, but
we should put a little Google Home right here.
No.
Just ask it everything.
I think it's just be like, hey,
okay, Google.
Okay, Google. No, only if YouTube pays for it.
Right. Get on that.
Once we start making that YouTube money. I don't even remember what I was saying. I got too distracted by the joke about making YouTube pay for the Google
All right,
Home.
you're on YouTube Premium, And you were saying, I've had it for so long, and this is something to do with comments and ads.
Yeah, so it's weird constantly hearing people talk about how like UI changes and stuff like, and ad changes and stuff like that. Because first of all, I have not experienced ads since there was only one ad and you could almost always skip it.
Oh yeah.
And I still got YouTube Red.
yeah.
So like, and then, but with like the UI thing, it's always so weird because like I'm in the beta program. I've been in the beta program for like as long. I've had a YouTube Red account for so long that I was in the beta of the beta program.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Where they were constantly being like, do you want to opt into this? Do you want to opt into this? And I would ask other people who also had it, and I'd be like, hey, do you guys have this? And they'd be like, no. And then now everyone that has YouTube Red is the beta testing options. But no, but it's so weird how different.
My beta test came back positive.
My alpha test came back positive.
YouTube alpha.
No, but it's so weird how differently, like, even Ace and I experience YouTube, because I have YouTube Red and he does. I have YouTube Premium and he doesn't. Mm-hmm. Like, so he's told me like a million tips and tricks for like how to skip through ads and everything, and I'll be like,
you're like, I don't care.
I don't.
I just click the video.
Yeah, I click the video and it plays, and then I give my favorite content creators more money directly than they make through the AdSense program.
But then it sucks when you're watching a video that you're like checking out just because like it's like drama, but it's bad. Tab. Yeah, you do that.
I'm not even like I open an incognito tab with ad blocker on.
That's good. That's good. I can't put in that much effort, but but yeah, it's such a feeling, man, to like click a video on TV, especially to click a video and it just plays. Yeah. Like,
it's so nice.
And you can't go back. It's a drug. Like, I think at one point it was like June or July of 2023.
No, that's why
that's still last year.
Yeah.
And my YouTube Premium ran out and I was clicking videos and there was just ads. And I'm like, okay, I'm back. You got me. But now it's so expensive, dude. It's like $16.99 or something.
Yeah, and I pay even more for it because I bill it through my Apple.
Oh no.
Because I've had it set there for so long, and I don't want to change it because I don't want to fuck up my site update.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can't even lie to you. I don't want to. I'd rather.
I'd rather pay 30% more.
I'd rather pay $5
Oh my god.
Look, man, I lost my Minecraft account. I'm going through a lot.
Yeah. You can't take it all from me.
No, it's not even that. It's just that, like, every time I think about it, I'm like, oh, I need to do that. But to do that, I need to, like, get on my laptop and do it. And that's 5 more steps than I'm ever willing to do.
This is going to sound so sponsored, but have you checked out the YouTube Premium, like, rewards, or not rewards page, but like the like trophies page?
I keep getting like notifications too, but I don't. This episode,
that's where
I
you're
promise we're not sponsored by YouTube. That was a bit. I was kidding when I said that YouTube should pay for a Google Poll.
That's where like your sign up date and shit would be. And I feel like you could probably switch billing without like technically signing off of it and back on.
I think, but
it is one of those things that just goes on the list where it's like, yeah, when I've got free time, but like it's just never.
It's never gonna happen. I'm always gonna pay a little bit extra because fucking Apple needs to take their little bite out of it.
Yeah, of course.
They're like,
that was a good double entendre because like the logo.
Thank you. I'm glad you got it. I was like, I'm gonna mention the logo, and if she doesn't pick it up, then I'm just gonna keep going, and hopefully maybe someone in the comments someday will get it.
Yeah.
That's always the goal. Mm-hmm. I can't believe it's almost end of September and I haven't put up my Halloween decorations yet. Ugh. Usually I put them up Labor Day weekend. But I've been so busy between not school. That's like the one thing I'm not. I thought to myself, well, I'm not doing school. And then I said, I have school.
Yep.
Don't.
Number one thing.
Between work was what I meant to say. Doing a show and helping out my grandma because she's needed some extra help around the house this last month. It's like,
and co-hosting a podcast.
And it's football season, so now I can't, like, I swear to God, I remember when I said at the beginning of this month on this podcast that I was going to start streaming this month. I remember. I didn't forget. But what I did forget was that football starts this month and there's a TV in my in the same room as my
Yikes.
Yeah, and my grandma likes watching TV, and my grandma likes watching football up there because she watches it at like 70.
Of course.
Because she doesn't like watching it with her hearing aids in.
Yeah.
So I cannot stream at the same time. So every time I'm like,
and it's not portable in any way.
no, it's because the streaming setup, it's on a desktop computer, like in the computer room TM that has a TV. So that's fun. Mm-hmm. So every time I'm like, oh, I have free time, I'm gonna go stream. I go upstairs and either my grandpa's watching TV or my dad's up there watching TV. Because, of course, everyone's also on different schedules. So they're also recording the games for each other so that they can watch it at different times.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, fine. I won't stream. I won't. I'll just die.
Yeah. That's the only option. Stream or die.
Stream or die.
Stream or die. Well, Chappell Roan's back in it.
Oh, yeah, because she has good opinions.
Yeah. I saw because what happened the first time, it was around like September 12th. Well, we're not being very informed enough. Can you turn on the iPad?
Oh, man.
Don't worry. You can just type the password. I'll cut away. Hi, friends. Jess is typing in the password right now, so you're looking at me.
Oh, my God. Why?
All right.
What?
So you're going to go to the second tab.
Oh,
in Safari.
I didn't even. Oh, my God. You have receipts pulled
So,
up. Holy shit.
So she first said this on what date?
The date on the article screenshot here is September 10th, 2024.
So she said that, and some people were upset at first about how she says like both sides are fucked. But then like the majority of people were saying like, no, it's a perfectly okay take to say both sides are fucked. Mm-hmm. And
what she very specifically said, to quote the article header here is Chappell Roan says vote, but also fuck the government. Mm-hmm. Because very importantly, what she said was, I don't have a side because I hate both sides. And I'm so embarrassed about everything going on right now is like the big quote that everyone's talking about. But she clarifies talking about how it's not that she...
No, because this was the first round. So then go to the second tab. Because is it not separate? Was this not like a separate interview?
Yeah, this is slightly older tea. So
that's the oldest, or the second tab I had?
I think, I'm trying to read dates, but the glare isn't just, there we go. Now I can actually read.
Because I thought that one was the more recent one that people are upset about now. And the older one that I had pulled up before was like the first round.
It's just, see, the problem is that there's been so many rounds of this because this is like there's been several occasions now of Chappell Roan being very strong about her opinions and and average U.S. people not being able to handle someone that isn't exactly liberal or conservative. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, my thing was like the first time things were going around, the general consensus was like, no, she's chill for that. And then the second time is people were like, okay, like why? What was the big like anti-take? What's like the headline of like what people were responding to it like that in that pick? So
the quote from this interview for Chappell Roan on why she hasn't endorsed Kamala Harris was...
I almost said it the Fox News way.
I almost said it the Fox News way. That was my bad. Is I have so many issues with our government in every way. There are so many things that I would want to change, so I don't feel pressure to endorse someone. There's problems on both sides. So that's what I was saying, where she was clarifying what she meant, where it was like, the problem is that people automatically take both sides suck as I'm in the middle.
Yeah. And
not that politics aren't binary.
But I understand where people are coming from, where it's like, if she's going to be this like pro LGBT and like drag culture artist and say like, I don't know, like it's chill to say like both sides are fucked, but it's like, I feel like she's not saying enough for like the side that's obviously better for what she publicly stands for.
Well, see, part of her big thing though is that she is so staunchly pro-Palestine.
Yeah.
And the Democratic Party is pro-Israel.
Yeah.
Because the US government is pro-Israel. And there's also the fact that the Democratic Party is still transphobic. Mm-hmm. Like both of them are still, those are her two biggest issues with the Democratic Party, are that they're staunchly pro-Israel, which is something that she's 100% against. She's been she's one of the most pro-Palestine celebrities I've seen right now. And then they put on a veneer of being the pro-LGBT party while still not blocking any transphobic bills from going through, because they're willing to trade laws about bathrooms for different policies. They're willing to put trans people's rights on in exchange for other things that they'd rather have. And those are the two big issues at Chappell Roan. And they're also the two of the biggest issues that I have with the Democratic Party.
Right. So anyway, but then Chappell Roan made a video. And it will play through our little headphones and into our little pod track. But it's kind of long. No.
Did I mess it up when I messed with this stuff?
Ooh, yeah, turn blue up.
Blue up.
Blue.
All right, welcome back. We had to jerry rig it because Nolynn made it work, and then I broke it because I touched it, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I, out of habit, went to set it to our settings, and I didn't realize that our settings were now different. But now I got the ghetto setup going. All right. Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah.
Just gonna crank that shit.
No, don't crank it. Keep it like there.
I
was starting to hear you.
Oh, was I? Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear me through the headphones.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Come on, Chappell.
Please.
I have encouraged people to use critical thinking skills, learn about what they're voting for, learn about who they're voting for, and ask questions. And it's being completely taken out of context. Per usual, there is nuance to what I say in interviews. And I think it's important that people use critical thinking. I think it's important for me to question authority and question world leaders and question myself, question my algorithm, question if some person that tweeted something about someone else is even true. It's important to question because that's how I think we move forward.
My thing is, though, why is she upset with people questioning her if that's her take?
Because the thing is that people aren't questioning her in good faith, right? Because there's good faith and there's bad faith arguments. Because people aren't questioning her in a, well, like, there isn't the question of who are you supporting instead in good faith. It was, well, she didn't support Kamala, so immediately people were saying that she had to be a closet Republican, that she had to be cosplaying, that she wasn't actually gay, that she's been taking all these aesthetics from drag and gay culture and that she was misusing them, for saying that she disagrees with the two-party system and doesn't want to endorse. Because she even said, she's like, I never told people not to vote. I think you should vote. Voting is so important. But I'm not going to put my entire thing behind a person that I don't believe in. Because even though I hate Trump, I would put up a Kamala Harris sign in my door. Like, I would put it out on my on my yard or whatever. If I had a platform, I wouldn't back Kamala Harris.
Sure.
Because I don't agree with her fundamentally on a lot of things. Even honestly, I'd be more willing to endorse Tim Walz than Kamala Harris, and I still wouldn't endorse him.
Right.
Because there's so much more weight behind an endorsement, especially being the queer pop star right now. She is the most public face. She is the most public lesbian pop star right now. Sorry, Renee Rapp. She has been dethroned.
It's true.
And it's
January is so over.
No, but so I get where she's coming from, because as soon as she wasn't the perfect liberal, it was more of the dogpiling that she's gotten for being an outspoken person with boundaries. Because it's the same thing that she heard when she told people not to come up and harass her. It's the same thing that she heard when she told people that she wanted some boundaries online and in person. It's everything that she does gets questioned, and it's always such bad faith arguments that just boil down to, well, is she even really gay? Eventually.
I just feel like she puts too much of a spotlight on them when they do that. And I get she's new to the whole game, but it's well,
she's not new to the game. You have to remember that she's been in the game for 10 years.
No, new to this game.
Well, this is a whole different game than has ever been created. This is a game that's only existed for 3 years. This is a game that has exclusively existed post-COVID. Because we did not have this level of celebrity worship even 5 years ago. I can say that confidently. as someone that's been like in stan culture. Like even the One Direction craze and Believers and all that was like a whole separate, like, that's like, those were rabid fan bases, and now that's just seen as the average. So the fact that they're holding her to this intensely high standard of someone that has to have the perfect opinions all the time, when, I mean, I don't remember if I talked about this last week on the podcast, but I feel like I did. But I also just talk about it a lot because I think it's really neat. Chappell Roan was asked to perform at the White House, and she explicitly said she's explicitly said that she was going to say yes and then instead of performing, read Palestinian poetry from Palestinian women, as part of her very pro-Palestine stance. And she was told explicitly to not do that because it messes with, like, that changes security. You don't fuck with the president, like that, and that makes sense. But that's so in line with her also not endorsing Kamala, because if you're not going to perform for Biden, why would you endorse his vice president? She's already in office. Like, and I think it's weird. I think it's dangerous to start getting into we all need to, as much as I agree with back the blue, vote blue right now because the two-party system is flawed.
Wait, doesn't back the blue mean the police?
It depends on you.
Okay. We back the blue on this podcast.
No, I don't. It sucks this time of year because back the blue means both.
Yeah.
That's the worst part.
That's what she should have just said.
No, God, please. No, but we can't get to a place where we start accepting less because it's not as bad. Like, we can't start accepting that. We can't start being like, well, I hate to be that guy, but it's I can draw the line of racism. I can tolerate racism, but I draw the line of animal cruelty. I can tolerate genocide, but I draw the line of LGBT rights. You can tolerate a genocide? That's her thing. Because that's my thing. If there was a party I could vote for that could realistically win and would also realistically work to end a conflict in a way that could actually, well, there's nothing that can like help any of the damage that the Palestinian people have faced. But if there was like a candidate that would work towards at least the ending of the horrific treatment of Palestinians in Israel, I'm not even saying fuck a two-party solution. There's no two-state solution anymore. There is Israel leaving Palestine alone. That's it. And it's there. When that's your number one issue, there's no way to vote.
Right.
And that is my number one issue this election cycle. And that's so frustrating that can't be something that, as much as I would love it to be something that defines my voting, I can't, because I have to vote for Kamala Harris, because otherwise Trump will win, because there's not a way that the Republican Party will split in the way that the Democratic Party will this election cycle. And that's so frustrating. And so I 100% get why Chappell is constantly being like, I don't stop. There's so much nuance to what I'm saying. You have to educate yourselves and form your own opinions. And I do not envy Chappell at all for the fact that she is being thrust into the spotlight in one of the worst election cycles to be a publicly queer person.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. Bye. There we go.
And then this one was this morning.
Was this
Cleb and Mark?
All right.
I just woke up and to people just skewing it even more.
That's the thing.
Dorsey
That's what's going
voting
to keep
are
happening
completely
if she keeps responding, I feel.
I don't agree with a lot of what.
And I get it's important to
Well, again, it's back to you have to remember that when she's saying people keep skewing it, she's saying that people were calling her a Republican.
Yeah.
You have to remember that people were saying she's from the South. So clearly that means that she's not actually gay. Let me pull up one of the tweets that we referenced earlier that quote tweeted pop flop. I hate all these fucking I hate them all. Pop crave, pop flop, fucking pop yourself in the mouth. Stop it.
Right.
No, but see, she said when she was talking about, I have issues with the government. There's so many things that I want to change, so I don't feel pressured to endorse someone. There's problems on both sides. The first statement is Chappell Roan is an embarrassment to lesbians.
Mm-hmm.
You can't borrow from drag aesthetics and embrace your sexuality and then pretend the party that would criminalize our happiness is the same as the one who protects it.
Right. Because she's not saying they're equal.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Fallacy.
Is that,
Comparison
exactly.
division fallacy.
See, exactly. Is that her problem is that she's like, even later in the first video that we were watching, she clarifies where she's like, I acknowledge that Donald Trump is worse in every way.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that I have fundamental disagreements with the other option. That's kind of the problem that I've had every election cycle that I've been able to vote for. I've never liked the Democrat nominee, but I've always hated the Republican nominee more.
Yeah.
And I've never, like, I think I'm registered independent, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or Democrat by force. Because, and it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating because that's where it is. Because you keep saying that, like, I get that where you're coming from with she needs to stop responding, but you can't just not respond to Chappell Roan is an embarrassment to lesbians.
Yeah.
When people are saying that she's been dealing with the allegations since the beginning of like borrowing from drag aesthetics and stealing from them and everything. Like she's had like a couple of drag queens that have weird one-sided beef with her about her essentially just being a female drag queen on stage. And it's so... That's why it's so important that she's like, you have to go vote. And if you're going to vote, you have to go vote for Kamala. But I am not going to endorse her. Because that's where I'm at. Where I'm like, I think that you should go out. I think that people should vote for Kamala Harris if they don't like Donald Trump, regardless of whether you actually agree with her. Just because the other option is that Donald Trump wins.
Yeah.
Like there isn't another option. And it's so frustrating that we've made it that way in the U.S. I hate it.
And I have headphone hair now.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Did you see the Marquez Brownlee drama? Just pivoting. Basically, MKBHD, known for, especially for the past like 8 months, being like kind of a harsher critic on a tech critic on YouTube. Especially he reviewed this one like AI kind of, it was like an AI pin that you like wear. I don't even know what the hell it did, but it was like some stupid AI product. And he's like, I think he titled the video like the most useless device you will ever hear of.
Oh, is that the one that's just like a friend? That's just like the thing that you can press and you can talk to it and it like talks
The little
back to you?
rabbit?
Oh, no.
I don't even know. I think that's probably it. But he reviewed it and he's like, this shit sucks. And then he had a couple more reviews around that. And people were like kind of coming into question like, oh, like should a reviewer be like this harsh? Like, is he destroying these companies and whatnot? So he recently, though, came out with a new app and with the tagline, like, everyone's been asking where I get all my wallpapers from. Here's where. Like, we're launching an app where you can download some cool wallpapers. It's just $50 a year.
Well, huh?
It's just $50 a year to get the full resolution wallpapers, Marquez Brownlee wallpapers, cool looking skyscraper astronaut wallpapers.
Is it 2008? Am I on my iPad? Am I texting? Am I looking at the back of a magazine texting for wallpapers? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, or you can watch 2 30-second ads to get it in standard definition. So then people are like, really? Like Marquez Brownlee is doing this? Because it's like, this is the type of thing that like, Marquez Brownlee would review and say, like, this is a scam. Like, don't
like
do
that's
this.
That's one of those things. Like paid wallpapers have been around forever.
Mm-hmm. Trying
to get HD wallpapers off of Google Images on paid websites was like an Olympic sport for me as a middle schooler. But like, so I'm not fundamentally against that aspect of it because, you know, whatever, make people pay for your IP and your art.
Yeah, I agree. And like monetizing the art and all that. Sure.
Yeah, especially I'm assuming it's not AI generated. If it's AI generated, do not fucking charge for that.
A couple of them were.
That's stupid.
That's what people were saying. I guess I didn't educate myself and fully see the AI ones, but people were saying like some of these are AI.
Then yeah, no, you can't fucking charge for that. Like you can't. What? Especially like a monthly. A yearly a subscription service?
Right. Not just like a one-time, hey, it's, it's $10.99, but you support the channel and, we'll give you constant access to our weekly drop. It was like, no, $50 a year.
Yeah, whatever happened to 99 cents for the wallpaper?
Ugh. 99-cent remove ads. I miss it. Now it's like $7 a week.
It's been so funny, like, since I got my iPad, and I've been playing a lot more mobile games on it. Mm-hmm. Just, by virtue of having a bigger screen that's easier to play mobile games on. Mm-hmm. And there are so many games that I own now that I remember when they were free with ads, and then I remember when there was the version that was free with ads and the paid version, and now there's just the paid version and that still has ads.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
What do we do? Why am I paying to see ads? I think that's the stupidest thing. I hate streaming services that make me pay and still make me see ads.
Oh, I hate
Hulu,
it.
count your
hate
fucking
how we've
days.
Normalized that. And then, dude, I was watching a video or a movie, or a TV show on Prime Video. And there's fucking ads now on Prime Video. And you need to pay $2.99 a month to remove the ads on Prime Video.
It's so dumb. Like, why? I'm already paying you money for the service.
Yeah.
Why do I have to pay to watch your ads so you can make more money?
Because, like, the whole, like...
Have you considered just creating a model that works?
The whole idea was that, like, yeah, with streaming, there's, like, a cost to get into it, but, like, that reduces, like, the need for ads. It's like, yeah, Netflix is... Way back then, it was like $7.99 for base, $11.99 for regular, and I mean it goes back even further. But like $7.99 base, $11.99 regular. No, I think at $9.99 regular and like $11.99 like premium. And none of those had ads back in the good old days.
Back in the good old days, there was only one Netflix account.
That too. Yeah.
You either paid for Netflix digital or you paid for Netflix with physical copies.
But now it's like $12.99 a month, no ads, $16.99 a month. With no ads.
No, it's crazy because now streaming costs just as much as cable did.
Yeah.
And cable has less ads.
Because that's what people were saying like 3 years ago. They were like, isn't this kind of... But like by now, yeah.
No,
especially if you were like trying to buy Paramount, HBO, Hulu, all of that, like no ads, you'd... Oh my God.
No, yeah. So we sat down and did the math. We have a lot of accounts that we can't combine into bundles because they're old enough that every time we try to combine them into bundles... They're like...
Tech support just freaks out.
Yeah, they're like, no, we can't. I'm like, thanks. Like, we have Hulu, Disney Plus, like HBO Max, all that. And then we tried to sign up for the bundle, and they were like, can't.
They're like, no.
They're like, no. You're.
It says here you went to a Hulu building to, like, make this account.
Yeah, it says right here that your account is too old. Fuck you. Make a new one. Sorry. No, but so we have to pay for like all of our services individually. And I'm sure that that's true for a lot of people. And I'm sure that a lot of people pay for them individually instead of bundling them just because they also did what we did where we slowly bought them over the years. And now we have a lot. But we ran the numbers and our premium cable package costs just as much as my dad's paying for streaming services.
Damn.
Our premium cable package that comes with HBO, Showtime, all of the channels, on demand because we have Charter. Shout out Charter Spectrum. Love you, babe. Because I love on demand.
Oh yeah.
I really do. We've had on demand for as long as it's been available, and I have used it the entire time. I was built for streaming services, baby. I was locked in from day one. That and recording. I used to fill the DVR.
Yeah.
Now my uncle fills the DVR solo because my dad and I watch everything on streaming services for the most part. But I filled up half that DVR by myself. Because I was always like, oh, I want to record all the cartoons I'm missing while I'm in school.
Totally. SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, like all of it.
And you guys want to watch Bones while I'm trying to watch SpongeBob. And the new episode's premiering at the same time. So I'm going to record mine so I can watch it when you're done watching Bones.
One of them is cooler, and you are standing on the wrong side of history.
Exactly.
Not watching SpongeBob with me right now.
Exactly. But we are going to all watch Total Drama Island as a family.
Interesting.
Yeah, we did. When that was airing, we watched... Because Total Drama Island was the last thing that was on Cartoon Network before it switched over to Adult Swim. So my dad and I, we would sit and we would watch Total Drama Island, and then we would switch over to Boomerang, because after Total Drama Island, Boomerang was always showing the Batman specifically, because the specific animated series they showed. It was always The Batman and Justice League Unlimited, and then it was Johnny Quest after that.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, so it was a goated lineup.
Yeah. And this is just every night or every Tuesday night or something?
It was the Batman, Justice League, Johnny Quest lineup was my bedtime lineup. Like those were the last 3 things that I got to watch on TV before I had to go to bed.
Oh yeah.
But we were always so glad that Total Drama Island aired right before, because I never had like a bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was very like, oh, make your own choices, have your own consequences.
Just don't regret them.
Well, he was always like, well, you can stay up late, but you can't miss school. Like that was the rule. Was like, I went nocturnal every summer, but I was the one that had to get back on track for school year.
Yeah,
and if the first couple of days sucks. If you aren't sick, you're going to school. Like I don't care how tired you are, you're going to school. So, but that was always like my symbol to like go and like start getting ready for bed. And like, you know, I'd go and I'd like lay down and I'd like read.
Yeah.
Or sit. Like once I had an iPad or an iPhone, I'd like play on that, play my DS, whatever. Because I was always a night owl until the last like 3 or 4 years. My
brain got done developing and it was like, nope.
Yeah, it was like it was like, actually, you want to go to bed at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Actually, 10:30 bedtime at the latest, or else you start falling asleep in your friends' cars. Actually, good luck. Built for the 9 to 5 now, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
But no, so it's like I had that set routine as like that was my okay. It's getting late. It's time to go to bed. Whatever. And now it's you can still do that on cable, which is really nice. But I feel like streaming services kind of take away some of that magic. Yeah. From TV. Like there's something about not knowing what episode is going to be on next, even though you can check out the TV guide. It's just like it's a dopamine hit that you can't really match with streaming services. Mm-hmm.
Especially once they get rid of the shuffle button. Like, what is wrong with you?
Honestly.
Bring that back.
I
don't care who brings it back. Bring it back.
I actually think that's really good. You know what did like as like a like not to be that guy, as a cinephile, like because I'm a little pretentious about movies. I got genuinely angry because I saw this clip that someone posted on Twitter. You might have seen it too, where it was the ending of Psycho, which is very iconic. For those who don't know, the way that Psycho ends is
it boiler?
What?
Spoiler.
No.
Okay.
No. Well, first of all, this movie came out in like the 60s.
Yeah,
so.
But it's like one of those things where it's like I haven't watched Inception, but like I know I want to. Yeah. And so it's like
this is literally just me describing the final, the framework, because that's what matters. So the movie ends. The last 3 shots are of a because these are really important. It's a fly crawling on his hand as he's looking down, and then he looks up and he does the through the eyebrows creepy smile. That's like one of the shots from Psycho. It's like in the shower and him smiling at the end, and then it's a shot of them pulling a car out of the water with the end. It's a huge it's like I hate to be that guy, but it is like an important part to a lot of people of like what makes that movie is that's like a really strong ending for a classic film. Literally one of the films of all time. And if you watch it on Apple TV, once you get about halfway through, because it's like a slow shot of him looking up, like it's a very slow, silent, like there's no music, there's no sound. If I remember correctly, that might be incorrect because that might have just been the video, but because it's been a while since I've seen Psycho. But it's a really good series of shots. And halfway through, I'm looking up, he goes up into the little corner. Big Bang Theory takes up the rest of the screen. It doesn't even wait for the credits to start to send it up into the corner.
That sucks.
So even before it gets to the final shot of pulling the car out of the water and the end wipe, that's really cool because it's also classic cinema. So it's that's all in the tiny corner. So, Big Bang. Don't you want to watch the Big Bang Theory?
You have to and if you
as you're finishing Psycho?
If you want to respect the ending, you have to reach over to the remote and swipe up and click it.
And half the time you can't even do that anymore. Yeah. Half the fucking streaming services don't let you finish the credits unless you're watching the end of a TV series. Because if you try to do it with a movie, they're like, no, no. What movie do you want to watch next? You want to watch?
You
No,
have to-
what movie do you want to watch next?
You just watched 500 Days of Summer. Now you have to watch Juno.
Yeah.
Those go back to back. Don't click back into it.
To be fair, those do go back to back in my house. Fucking Juno receives a standing ovation when played for the 500th time at my house.
I love 500 Days of Summer.
That's how I'm going to feel
gold
when
movie.
we go to see Howl's Moving Castle this weekend. It's going to be Howl's
37-minute standing ovation.
Christian Bale gets us saying, "There you are, sweetheart," in the first 50 seconds of the movie. Gets a standing ovation from me again. I'm so excited for you to see that movie.
I'm excited to see that movie.
I love that movie so much. I'm excited to watch that. Fuck watching it with you. I want to watch it on the big screen.
Right. That's why I love re-releases for that. I got to see Whiplash for the first time on the big screen.
Ooh, I bet that was awesome.
It was. Like the last scene, I was just locked in, like so focused. Like, because normally by the end of the movie, I'm not like checking the time, but it's kind of like,
see,
I am
always locked the fuck in, but that's because I was a band kid and I was like, and I played jazz music. So when I see him, ooh, this cat's cooking. Ooh, he's going.
Yeah. But I was locked the fuck in, and I loved it. And it was super cool to witness it like for the first time in such a packed theater too. It was one of like the smaller theaters, you know.
Oh yeah.
But it was still like the what's the word, like condensation or like it starts with a C. Help me here. It's like a science term.
Compression?
No, it's something to do with like density and like the concentration of the theater was like super big. Like, you know, if I were to like scale it up in my mind, like this would be a packed theater. And it was cool. And people were like talking before the movie, and then it went like so silent when it said like Blumhouse, and I was like, oh. And then immediately after, discussion just erupts because like everybody connects with that movie, and I like that.
When you watch that movie, do you watch it and you're do you take it aspirationally? I'm just curious because people all watch this movie differently, because I've always watched it as a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
And a lot of people disagree with me on that.
So I sort of see it as like
because
Whiplash spoilers.
Yeah, Whiplash spoilers ahead.
How like the ending is super mysterious because on the one hand it's like they finally reach a like agreement and like a medium, but then it's like also like validating everything, all the evil shit Fletcher's ever done, and saying like this is what the perfect student is like, and it's like it kind of doesn't it doesn't address how manipulative Fletcher was like the whole time.
That's why
I see that. But then I also like I get kind of the perspective of like you have to be like pushed to reach your like greatest like that.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where like I'm someone who, because like I'm obviously like still very entrenched in the music world, there's always the question of could they have brought that out the same way without him having to be abusive? Like there's always that question in the music world. Whenever someone gets popular and then they talk about how like shittily they were treated, there's always that, well, what if you'd been nurtured? What if you'd been allowed to grow instead of yanked forward?
Right.
And I like that's why I like the ending of Whiplash, because it's not super clear whether he continues.
Yeah.
Like it's very gray about whether he even continues music at all, which I think is really interesting. Because I know so many people that happened to, where they got so close. They were working on something. They were working. They finally did it. And they did it. They got because what he was looking for was Fletcher's respect, and that's what he got.
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, fuck, I just did all of that for that, and now it's like I did it all for nothing. And that's where the you need to nurture them comes in, because then it would be, well, I want to earn his respect, and then it's, oh, I have his respect, now how can I use that? But there was nowhere to go with it. He got the respect, and it's like, well, now either I do this until I destroy myself or I leave.
Right.
And there's no answer about which one he picks, and I think that's super cool.
I like that one scene where he catches up with him after his bar performance, and so they're sitting down and kind of having like like almost their first like face-to-face discussion.
Yeah.
Really.
Like their first real conversation.
Exactly.
I feel
Yeah.
like.
Because I also love that scene to interrupt what I love with what I love. That scene where
Me.
he's like leaned over him and just, you think he's just like making conversation to get to know him, and then he uses every like bit of every bit of Neiman he learns in that conversation against him later. And he's like, that's why mommy left. And like, that's super interesting. But anyway, the other scene I like, his delivery on like, I've made enemies, and you think he's gonna say I've made mistakes, but then he says enemies, and it shows how like he's not really willing to grow or change or learn from like why he was fired. He still sees him as like,
well, yeah, because his whole thing is that if you fail, it's not a reflection on him. It's not a reflection. It's a reflection on, and it's not like there's no extenuating circumstance. People who turn away from him are because they can't handle him, and that's why they're his enemies.
mm-hmm.
Like it's as simple as that. You're with him or you're against him. If you're not following him exactly to the T, then like that's
literally.
Yeah.
And
that's such like an important. It's such a good way to establish his worldview for how he sees. Because there's a lot of I know a lot of people in the industry, in the music industry, in the theater industry, in the acting industry, that have that mindset.
Sure.
Where it's never I've made mistakes. It's always I've made enemies.
Yeah.
That was a huge thing in the theater group around here recently.
Mm-hmm.
Was,
yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, there was a local director that had that mindset with high schoolers.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, and I survived.
I wonder if all of those students watched Whiplash and they were like, yo!
I think a lot of them watched Whiplash and went, wow, I can't believe he's just like me for real. What an aspirational tale.
Right, yeah.
That's what I mean, because a lot of people that I knew in high school, when I talked to them about Whiplash, if
They're
they've
like,
seen
yeah,
it.
what a cool story. Like, he really made it.
Well, no, because their theory, they're very much like, oh, it's about giving everything. It's about giving everything into what you want. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Right.
It is. You're right. It is about giving everything, but it's about what comes after.
Mm-hmm.
It's about what are you after you've given everything. And that's the interesting part about it. Fuck, I love movies. Fuck, I love cinema.
But it was kind of bad. You would think I was like faking reactions in the theater because it's just my first time seeing it. And I was so immersed in it. Like I was constantly like when he forgets the sticks, I was like, like I actually did that. And when the car crash happens, I was like in my seat, like it actually like got me fully.
Yeah, no.
I was so immersed in like the way the shots are set up. It was a really good experience.
I'm really excited for that to be me watching Howl's Moving Castle while you desperately try to figure out what's going on because it's a Studio Ghibli movie.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you at least have like a palette for Studio Ghibli going into it though.
Mm-hmm. That's what kind of happened with Boy and the Heron. I was like, okay.
Yeah, you kind of that one's.
All right.
I didn't realize how aggressively Studio Ghibli that one was going to be until I went into it and I walked out of it and one of my friends was like, "What the fuck was that?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, you don't spend all of your time watching Studio Ghibli movies and knowing what the stories are, because even movies like, I mean, Ponyo and like Kiki's Delivery Service are a lot more like open-ended start finish, but a lot of them are just the way that Boy and the Heron are, where it's like, oh, you just get like a slice.
Yeah.
Here's this one chunk out of what's very clearly a long and interesting life and a huge and interesting world.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Strap in for the ride. You have to be, that's the thing with Studio Ghibli. You have to be willing to just like strap in for the ride and just be like, yep. Oh, you can do that? Yep.
I accept that.
You have to yes and Studio Ghibli. You have to go in with an improv mindset.
Right. Yeah. That'll be fun. I'm excited.
I'm excited. We'll be able to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the pod next week.
Yeah, and it won't be as weird as Dee Dee because we saw Dee Dee on a Wednesday and then recorded the next Wednesday. This time it'll be a Saturday or a Sunday to a Wednesday.
I feel like Dee Dee is also a hard movie to talk about because there's so much about it that you have to describe because it's like Howl's Moving Castle is going to be a lot easier to talk about because there's a lot more common knowledge that we can rely on. Yeah,
and a majority of people listening will probably have seen it or know enough about it.
Yeah, at least know enough from their TikTok For You page that.
Mm-hmm. That's how you watch movies now.
I've watched entirely too many movies that way now.
Yeah.
But it's never American movies. It's all those.
That's what always made me mad about that Drew Gooden video. You can watch movies on Instagram now, but they were always like weird ass. Like
The emperor, who had lost all of his memories after falling into the river and hitting his head on a rock, didn't realize that the kindly maid was actually his long-lost wife, whom he loved dearly, and his new fiance. Like, it's all of those.
I hate those.
But
I really do.
I kind of get locked into them, I fear.
Sure.
Like,
yeah. TDS is a good narrator at the end of the day.
If your narrator can hit me with the first part and it's interesting enough, yeah, I'll want to find out about whether or not the CEO regains his memories and realizes that the housekeeper is his mom. Fuck yeah. Let me know.
I'm down.
Well, because most of them are from YouTube anyway. There's so many KJ C dramas, like a bunch of them get posted just straight to YouTube now, which is crazy to me. It used to be fucking annoying to find some of them.
Mm-hmm. Did you see Wally was on YouTube before someone snitched?
Yeah. Dude.
It was like, at Team YouTube, the entirety of Wally is just on your platform. I still think YouTube was like kind of, I mean, obviously not, but like kind of chill about it until that one person narked.
Genuinely,
because it was up for like
surprised.
18 hours or something.
Yeah.
Like Content ID would have shot that shit down. I think someone on YouTube they were doing like the manual reviews and they're like,
we'll let it slide for a little bit.
Oops. Oh, oops. It slipped through our Content ID system. Just a 100 million plus box office Pixar movie. That's a guess. Press M right now. Throw it up on screen. You look good today. What are you in? Blue?
Are you trying to do the math for what color you'll be wearing on editing day?
I have no clue. Yeah, usually it's Monday, so.
I love that our schedule is record on Tuesday, edit the next Monday, upload that Tuesday,
Oops.
record on Wednesday.
It's a good workflow though. Gets shit done.
Hey, whatever works.
And then I'm in the cafeteria, like scrambling to AI transcript and upload and.
Yeah, I hope you guys liked the thumbnail from last week because Nolynn texted me at 10 p.m. asking me to take that photo.
Oops.
10 p.m. the night before it's due. Mom, we gotta go to the store. I need some poster board.
Yep.
I need some markers, some poster board. I have to have a presentation about dinosaurs.
It's a good thumbnail though. I like that one and I like the fried chicken thumbnail. I think we're getting into a good style here.
Starting to cook.
Yeah.
Keep Nolynn in the kitchen. She's cooking out here.
Oh yeah. Got all my ingredients now. It is kind of crazy. Like it's not like imposter syndrome, but it's kind of like I feel like I'm not doing enough content wise. And then I keep comparing. It's like, oh, how many times did you stream in 2023? Never. How many videos did you upload in 2023? Never. And it's like because I'm comparing myself
right now
to this like past version of me that like I idolize for like being so good at content. But like, I mean, on this channel alone, I've uploaded like we've made 13 whole ass podcasts and I've edited all of them and and that's super interesting. But like there's kind of like that weird comparison in my mind of like how I used to be. It's not like I'm not good enough feeling. It's just like, oh, I used to be better at this. But I've like 2024, I've streamed like 8 times and in like 13 podcasts, like been doing good.
Yeah. No, I think that's one thing that you have like, that's one thing that I have to remind myself about content creation too, is that like I keep wanting to get into streaming and get more into YouTube. And I keep seeing myself as a failure because of that. And then I have to remember that part of the reason why I'm not getting into streaming and creating more YouTube content is because I'm busy creating different YouTube content and creating TikTok content.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting back into creating more TikTok content regularly.
It's hard to think of this as content. Yeah. I guess.
Because it's not one of our personal projects. It's our combined project. It's like, oh yeah, that's our thing. But it doesn't count for either of us.
But because the format is so simple,
it's not
just
my
sit
content.
down,
it's not your content,
record,
but a secret third thing.
And then you just do the camera angles. Like I don't think of it as like a huge thing, but it is. I mean, I've complained about how hard editing is. Like obviously effort goes into it, but somehow it just gets in a different folder in my brain. Yeah. But
it's in the And They Were Classmates folder and not the content creation folder. Because this is also like, this is our hangout every week.
Yeah, that's part of it too.
So it's like, part of it's like, this is our podcast that we do, but realistically it's mostly just our hangout session that we record and upload.
Because now we've hung out more hours in here than any of college or any of anything else.
Yeah, probably.
And that's weird.
Well, I don't know, because I think classes count for a lot.
Even so, that was only like 2 times a week.
Yeah, but it was...
And like, you can't even count most of mocap.
That's true. I feel like you can count most of mocap.
Not really. Like from across the room, like she looks so cool. I really want to be her friend, but I'm just
me from across the room.
I'm just a trans
That's a
woman.
queer, but I don't want to guess what their pronouns are. Fuck.
Did you see my tuah tweet?
I did. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Fuck. What was it?
You load it up because I have a 30-second.
Yeah, you have your 30-second fucking thing on it. Nolynn has
there's a meme going around of like these fake quotes from tuah where she's like really like highly informed on a subject and giving like a long and like I don't want to call my own take based, I guess, but it's like just like a long and like factual take on things where it'll be like tuah recently went viral for her rant about nuclear storage or something, and it'll be a huge false quote.
Waiting a million years for this thing to work.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'll hit you with the announcer voice, with the like news commentator voice.
Totally.
tuah recently went viral for her rant about the trans femme experience. There's a certain inevitability that you start to feel inferior around both cis women and cis men equally. Many are allies, of course, but more often than not, you're dropped into environments where your own comfort and privilege to exist is a gamble, around both sides of the spectrum. She added that the skill gap to appear and act feminine enough takes a long time to master, and for many, the future is a bleak hope.
Yeah. My tweets don't bang, though. If an account, I swear to God, I would see that shit on my timeline and press like, but I don't know.
I'm glad that you appreciate that rtgame is using thumbnail tests the proper way.
Yep.
Because we record a little bit in advance, rtgame uploaded a Minecraft story mode video yesterday.
Yeah.
That was an
the
edited
title
on.
was.
So he titled it, "The Minecraft movie looks bad. Is the Minecraft story mode worse?" Because one of his like big things on his channel, because I've watched RT for a long time, is that he fucking hates Minecraft story mode with a passion. It is one of his least favorite games that he's played on stream. Because he just thought it was awful.
Yeah.
He hated the writing, hated everything about it.
So in the style of those like question title and then like answer thumbnail, which are on the rise, where it'll just be like the one that stands out to me is like, how many Mario games are there? And it's like 38 technically, like the thumbnail being 38. So in lieu of that trend.
Yeah, so in lieu of that trend, I'm just going to read RT's quote tweet talking about it to explain. Where he said, "I did something quite mean for my new YouTube video. I gave it 2 different thumbnails using A/B testing. This changes my answer to the video title, and everyone is now fighting in the comments, but for different reasons. I restart the test every few hours so it keeps going because he has 2 thumbnails that are the exact same, but one of them says no and one of them says yes."
That's so funny.
Fun fact,
and the people in the comments don't know.
I always get the no one. In case you're wondering, no one is the one that shows up on my page, which is really funny because I appreciate Minecraft story mode for what it is, but I don't think it's good.
Sure.
I appreciate it as a fan who was there and for how like huge it was for us as a fandom.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it good.
I wasn't crazy about it. I played through like the first chapter, I think. First like 3 episodes. Kind of lost interest.
I almost shit myself when LD Shadow Lady was in that episode.
Right. I don't think. Yeah, I didn't make it to that one.
No, that was a crazy episode because for those who don't know, in Minecraft story mode, in one episode they had a locked door whodunit murder mystery that had exclusively Minecraft YouTubers in it, and most of them are groomers now.
Oops.
Unfortunately, most of them really, really liked the fan base of that game.
Yeah. But that was a cool moment. That was like very, very cool.
Yeah.
Huge collaboration. Creators in the games. Creators in our media.
Well, that was one
in our mainstream media.
Yeah, that was one of the first times that I remember like Minecraft as a brand really acknowledging Minecraft YouTube.
Totally.
Because it was one of those things where like nowadays Minecraft YouTubers and Minecraft as a brand are like, which is unfortunate.
No, I feel like in some ways they wouldn't touch like Dream SMP with a stick. Like.
Well, no, but they might not technically, but they also like Minecraft Championships is sponsored by Minecraft. They invite
that one, yeah.
Like you have to remember that even though they might not directly interact with like Dream SMP as much,
that is adjacent.
I was like they give their support in other ways, if that makes sense.
But I feel like during Dream SMP, things were very separate.
No, not on.
I think so.
I don't really think so.
As a DSMP head myself, I think so.
As
Sound off in the comments.
As someone that hated DSMP and hated being subjected to it, it was not nearly as separate as you think.
I think from like the official game.
I feel like I saw a lot of interactions between specifically Minecraft the game and Philza, because he has he has like an older audience, and Tommy.
I don't think Minecraft interacted with Tommy very much.
I feel like
I feel like when they did with Philza, it was more because of like the hardcore thing.
I don't know. I just that was how it felt to me as someone that wasn't in the Dream SMP sphere. It felt like there was a lot of stuff. At least like
they did do Technoblade. I'll give you that one.
They were
when he passed away, they added the crown to the pig.
Yeah.
That was cool.
But it's I don't know. It's like but I think part of the reason why I struggle to separate Dream SMP as much as you do is because I remember the before times when they would not touch Minecraft YouTubers with the 10-foot pole at all.
Yeah.
They wouldn't talk to any of them. It was the only ones that they really talked to were the ones that did very straight up like patch showcases.
Mm-hmm.
I do vanilla Minecraft. Like they didn't talk to anyone that did mod work really,
right.
like because they didn't. Even though it supported mods and they were fine with mods, they weren't as friendly with them as they are now.
Yeah.
It was more of a okay, yeah, like we're an indie game, we get it, okay. Like whereas now we're a AAA game and we rely on the modding community to make content when we don't. Oops.
Yeah. That's because most mods nowadays are more of like a vanilla plus thing. Even when they add something insane, they'll add like proper like crafting recipes and like power scaling and ways to.
Yeah, but it's
but
not
back then
Crazy
it was
Craft.
just like too much TNT.
Yeah, no, I remember Crazy Craft. I remember I was so mad I never got the Crazy Craft mod pack to work. And I was so mad because I was obsessed with Crazy Craft videos. I thought it was one of the coolest mod packs. I thought it was so interesting to be able to turn Minecraft into an entirely separate game.
Yeah.
But I was also someone that I had a lot of issues with mods on my computer for some reason. Like,
you either grow up like a genius at it or that shit will never work.
Well, see, the thing is that like I had like a 50% ratio, like because it was a mix of like being a kid that was teaching myself how to do it, and like I'd never modded anything before, so it was how I learned.
Yeah,
it was a very important learning experience for me. But like now, there's just they're constantly interacting with Minecraft YouTubers. They're constantly asking their information. The Minecraft YouTubers are basically running any Minecraft event that happens now. And it's not just the reporters, it's everyone that isn't, touching kids or saying slurs. So it's, 4 of them. Yeah. All 4 of them. And then, they cycle them out when they keep proving themselves.
So, Dream won't be updating to iOS 18. For me, 17 just feels perfect.
I saw that same joke about Call Me Carson.
Oh, I saw the same joke about Dr. Disrespect. There we go.
I feel like I saw the same joke about everyone. I think I saw that joke about cryaotic too, and that's an ancient poll. Do you even know who cryaotic was?
Yeah, the bouncing sheep.
No.
Oh, who's that?
Cry was a streamer and gamer. Used to play. He played a bit with PewDiePie and Markiplier back in the old days. They were kind of for a while. PewDiePie, Cry, and Cinnamon Toast Ken. And Mark, Cinnamon Toast Ken, and Cry played pretty often. But yeah, he was pretty big for a while. He got big for he read no sleep stories and creepypastas because he had kind of a lower voice. Not like today where it's like everyone's trying to be corpse, but like just like a naturally like softer, slightly deeper voice. And even then I think it turned out that was a fake voice.
Ugh.
And then because he was younger, like it was because he had a long career, like this was a while, and he ran a stream that was really popular for a long time called Late Night with Cry and Russ, with Russ Money, Scott Jund, a bunch of other guys. Super cool. I used to watch those religiously, and then it was super cool. They were streaming together all the time, great times, fun times being had, and then all of a sudden, Cry and his girlfriend break up because Cry's been cheating on her. With minors. Yep. His fans that are minors.
The X-Men 2 dam just breaks.
Yeah.
And just...
well, because it was one of those things where it slowly came out that it was like, well, he cheated on his girlfriend. He cheated on his girlfriend with a minor. This is not the first girlfriend that he's cheated on. This is not the first girlfriend that he's cheated on with a minor. He stole his friend's girlfriend. He cheated on his friend's girlfriend with a minor. Like it was all bad.
Yeah.
Like it was all bad. And it was just like a roar. And then it turned out that like by the time that all of that came out, like no one else on Late Night with Cry and Russ was really friends with him because he had fucked them all over.
Right.
Like personally, but professionally, they all were really popular together. So they kept working together. And it was a whole thing. And now I'm so glad that Scott Judd and Russ Money have started making, like, they've made a very decent comeback, finally. It took them a really long time because they were the two guys that, I don't remember if it was, so either he stole one of their girlfriends and then he actually, like, stole one of their girlfriends and then the other one, he, kind of swiped in to the girl that he was talking to. And it was like it was just like disrespectful on both ends, where it was like they weren't, after that they both were kind of like, okay, well we still stream together. I'll still stream Cry of Fear with you.
So then who made Cows?
I don't know, maybe
getting
it was
these names mixed up. No,
maybe
I don't think it
wasn't
was.
thinking
This is
about
like
it?
a Adobe After Effects goat that I'm thinking of.
no, yeah, because I'm talking about a
Yeah, exactly.
gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Cry's
Cows.
whole thing was that he was a faceless YouTuber and he had like the sup guy.
The username was Syriac. So you can see.
Yeah, no, I know that. Yeah, no, this was.
We'll
We'll flash it on screen. We'll flash a sup guy on screen. No, and then it's crazy because the whole time I still don't think his face got leaked, but I don't think it ever actually did. Like it's one of those things where it's never been confirmed.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. How are you out there grooming minors, but they don't know what you look like?
That was crazy when the Dream face leak came out, and in like 2020 or something.
The old one.
Yeah.
And then it was like, it's not real. And then he came out with his real face reveal, and then everyone was like, that was real.
Yeah.
Even
Which is
saying
interesting that he like a Marvel spoiler, he had to say like, nope, that one's not real. Sorry guys.
I think
that actually was.
Doesn't he still? I think he still says to this day that that's not actually a picture of him.
No,
Does he say
when he made his full like whatever
Okay.
the video was called, like The Truth or whatever, which I watched all of. He said like, yeah, at the time I had to say that wasn't me to like protect my own identity and my family, but yeah, that is me.
Okay. Because I'd heard that he was still like, not to this day denying it, but I heard he denied it
for a long time. He had to, yeah.
No, but I'm saying after the face reveal, like when he was no longer a faceless YouTuber, I heard that he denied it for a little bit that was him.
I think so. Yeah.
Which is a little more embarrassing, I think. It's one thing to be like, no, guys, it's not me while you're still faceless. But when you've dropped the face reveal and people go,
and it's like, hey, exactly like people are doing overlays.
Yeah, like this is pretty obviously the exact same bone structure, just with like a vast difference in weight. Is that you? And I'm like, no, I would
obviously.
Never be a fat.
I'm a twink. Duh. Yeah.
I just want to go one day where I'm not visually assaulted by uglies and fatties. Sorry, I'm hanging out with theater people again. I've been referencing Glee a lot more.
That
was a sick Glee reference. I know that's before your time.
Long before.
It's so crazy to me that Glee is before your time. That was like my entire adolescence.
I got nothing.
It was such a big deal when all of a sudden that cast started dropping like fucking flies. They still are. Because the girl that played Santana only died a couple of years ago.
Wow.
So, no, that's like a cursed production.
Yeah.
Like, actually. I don't, like, fucking, the main guy that everyone loved died. Then one of the guys the second guy that everyone loved turned out to be a pedophile and then he killed himself. Santana, the girl that played Santana died saving her kid from the water. It's all cursed.
Wow.
Like they're not a good death among them, I fear.
My car was diagnosed with a terminal illness.
Oh no.
And I've got pictures.
For those who don't know, Nolynn and I both drive the same car.
Essentially, yours has cruise control though.
Yeah. I drive we drive different versions of the same year, make, and model. I guess it's not technically the same model if we have different versions, but
so this is the bottom of my car.
Oh my god. Have you ever been to a car wash with an undercarriage wash?
No.
You have to do that. We live in Wisconsin.
Oop.
We live in Gamer Cove, New Mexico, where We use salt on the roads.
There's the better one.
Oh my God. How are your wheels still attached to your car?
I don't know. Nobody had ever told me.
Are you going to put those on screen?
Yeah, I'll put them on
Okay.
screen.
I was going to say, because I will tell the audience that I just looked at a rusted the fuck out frame.
Oops. So now I want one of those Japanese mini trucks.
Please
That's what
get
I'm saying.
No, please get a K truck. I love, that's what they're called. They're called K trucks.
KEI.
They are my favorite truck.
I know.
I saw one at Walmart over the summer and I got so excited. I took pictures of it and I cried a little bit and Ace made fun of me because I'd never seen one in real life before.
I've been seeing one every day since I started researching them. It's a fucking sign. And my parents are like, no, you shouldn't do that.
I've been seeing them on Facebook Marketplace.
Exactly.
You need to start using Facebook again so that I can send you Facebook Marketplace links.
Exactly. But I really, 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 really want one. The only problem is it's a manual and they really can't go faster than like 50 miles per hour.
No, yeah, that's why they're
really like I would have to drive back roads and I'd have to drive them like slow.
Yeah. Well, it's because in Japan they don't really go.
Oh, they don't go 80 miles per hour? That's crazy.
Yeah, they don't really. Roads, I mean, obviously you have to sometimes, but they don't expect the truck to need to.
Yeah. So that's the only thing and it's also like a serious safety. Like if you get in a head-on crash, like you're fucking dead.
That's why they're actually kind of cheap. If you can get them secondhand in the US, getting a new one is stupid fucking expensive. But getting a secondhand one in the US can be cheap depending on where you are.
Mm-hmm. And it's only like $6,000 for the full like import process.
I think that you should commit and get a Cybertruck.
Wow. Dude, I actually back in 2020 I DM'd Tesla on Twitter. Back when those were popular, and I said, how many retweets for a Cybertruck? And they just never responded. But I really felt like they were going to.
I really thought that I'd be the one.
I kind of did. Maybe I should try it again.
I think that they should have picked you so that then you could say that Elon Musk gave a car to a transgender for free.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we can strike a deal. I'll be like, I'll be pro Elon Musk as a transgender for a Cybertruck.
There we go.
I'd do it too.
I feel like that's what a lot of them are doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of people on Twitter are doing, to be fair.
Yeah.
You will not be alone in that deal. Oh.
Yeah. Little microphone bump.
We do a little.
We got some bumps on this pod.
We bumping.
We bump a little.
365, yeah, we bumping that.
I think that's everything on my list.
I love that. We actually made it through the list for once.
Yeah. Oh, and we're almost on time. Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
One of these days we'll get both. Where we get to everything we want to talk to and make it under, I don't know, an hour 30.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess we technically did this time, but we also tend to yap while we try to do our outro.
Yeah, if it weren't for the Chappell Roan section, we'd be at 1 hour right now.
You know what we forgot?
What did we forgot?
Subscribe to our channel.
Oh, damn it. It's right there.
I know.
It's right there.
I just looked over and made eye contact with the giant subscribe
fuck.
at the top of your... Fuck.
Well, dude, we really need it too. Our channel's actually been growing really well. I update you with statistics because sometimes
Nolynn texts me regularly. Like every time she checks our statistics, she sends me one cool stat that she found.
Fucking record that we broke because it gets hard.
I don't mind you texting me about our stats because I don't know what I'm looking at when I open up our statistics. So when you send like a chunk of it and tell me exactly what I'm looking at, I'm like, cool.
Awesome. But like sometimes it starts to feel like you remember how it kind of exploded when we first started promoting it, like the throwing our meat around episode? Yeah. And it felt like, I think it got like maybe like 80 views in like 2 weeks, and that felt like it was really big.
Yeah, we were like, holy shit, people are actually watching it. Like, so we got more than 10 views.
With YouTube, it starts to, for some reason, like feel like each thing is worse than the last, even when it is. So like, I try to always find like the statistic of like the day, where it's like yesterday was our biggest day ever for watch time.
Oh, yeah.
And that's fucking huge. You know, and it was views.
No, it was watch time.
It was watch time.
Yeah, because you texted me that we had someone that watched. We had one person that watched our full video to completion at 3 a.m. So shout out to whoever fell asleep watching our video last night. We love you, and please keep listening to our videos to fall asleep.
Oh wait, and we're gonna influence your dreams, like
we're gonna
hold on.
There's
a goblin spawning, but you have a sword. Don't worry, but it's made of spaghetti. Oh. And then they're going to go to therapy and be like, what did this mean?
It's going to be like, I don't know. Maybe it has to do with that fart buckle meme. I don't know. Do you know anything about fart buckle? There's a little goblin that showed up on TikTok for a while. Because I don't remember the name of it, but that Childish Gambino song that just came out where it's like, nobody gives a fuck. I'm over it. We can't play it because of copyright. But so that was my recreation of it. But you know the one. Fuck. But someone did a little animation of a goblin running forward, because there's like this long-standing joke in D&D about the companion that doesn't matter going in to save you from the bad evil guy. So it was Fartbuckle, the little goblin companion, running forward and taking it like a final hit. And like that's it.
Right.
Like, okay. But everyone was talking about Fartbuckle. Like people kept redrawing it and like doing different fan art for it and like different parts of the campaign. When literally the whole joke is the goblin that the party adopted, Fartbuckle, runs forward and stops the killing blow from hitting because the DM doesn't want a TPK. Like, it's great.
Yeah. On YouTube statistics, we also no, it's fine.
I got distracted by.
We had our biggest day for views too, just a couple weeks ago, and we haven't had a day of 0 since August 29th for watch time and August 14th for views.
Yes,
so like every day we're getting a couple of views and a couple hours of watch time.
And it's awesome.
And it's fucking sick.
I would much rather be getting lower numbers consistently than have one video that does really, really well, and then the rest of our videos, like we don't get any views once that stops trending. Like no, I'd rather do this where we're kind of, even though no one's listening, we're just shouting into the void until every so often someone does.
Are listening.
I was gonna say, but
and
now
they're listening right now.
I mean,
they're listening through the whole thing.
Not by our listening statistics, they aren't.
They are. Yeah. Thanks for watching.
I love. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my God, thanks.
Press like.
Press like. Press subscribe. Maybe that should be our outro. It's just
us Regina Georging the camera.
Yeah.
So you think you're pretty?
But if we're on YouTube, then why don't we touch kids?
Wait. Yeah. Let's go.
Oh, wait, no, you can't say that. We can't put that out in the world. I'm not associated with this woman.
Oops.
I've never been associated with this woman in my life.
See you next week.
We'll catch you on Tuesdays. Check out my TikTok. Nothing else. Fuck her YouTube.
And go watch Talk Tuah.
Go.